When Rory McIlroy arrived at Valhalla, he came to play golf, not to watch his wife become the target of unacceptable fan behavior. What followed shocked the entire tournament. Days later, PGA of America CEO Derek Sprague publicly apologized to Rory and Erica McIlroy, admitting something had gone terribly wrong. But the story doesn't end with that apology, because what happened next revealed the darker side of golf's audience, a side the sport can no longer ignore. In the end, Derek Sprague's apology to Rory and Erica McIlroy wasn't just about one weekend. It was about the future of golf itself. This wasn't about a controversial ruling or a disputed call. This was about something far more personal and far more unsettling. It was about the behavior of fans who crossed a line that should never be crossed in any sport, let alone in golf. A game built on tradition, respect, and gentlemanly conduct. The incident that prompted this unprecedented apology from one of golf's most powerful executives reveals a growing problem in professional sports. Fan misconduct has been escalating across all sporting events. But when it happens in golf, a sport that prides itself on quiet dignity and respectful observation, it hits differently. The fact that Derek Sprague felt compelled to publicly address this situation speaks volumes about the severity of what occurred and the organization's commitment to protecting its players and their families. Rory McIlroy has faced countless challenges throughout his illustrious career. He's dealt with the pressure of major championships, navigated through slumps in form, and handled intense media scrutiny. He's been a four-time major champion and one of the most recognizable faces in golf for over a decade. Through it all, he's maintained his composure and professionalism. But dealing with inappropriate fan behavior directed at him and his wife is a different kind of challenge altogether, one that no athlete should have to face. The controversy unfolded during what should have been a celebration of golf at its finest. Instead, certain fans decided that the boundaries of acceptable behavior no longer applied to them. The specifics of the misconduct painted a disturbing picture of how some spectators believe they have the right to interact with professional athletes and their families. Whether it was verbal harassment, inappropriate comments, or behavior that made Erica McIlroy uncomfortable, the situation escalated to a point where the highest levels of PGA leadership had to step in. Derek Sprague's decision to issue a public apology wasn't just a formality or a public relations move. It was an acknowledgement that something fundamentally wrong had occurred under the PGA of America's watch. As the CEO of an organization that oversees some of golf's most prestigious events, Sprague understands that creating a safe and respectful environment for players and their families isn't optional. It's essential to the integrity of the sport. His apology recognized that the organization had failed in its duty to protect Rory and Erica from the misconduct of certain spectators. What makes this situation particularly troubling is that golf has always prided itself on being different from other sports when it comes to fan behavior. There's an unwritten code of conduct that golf fans have historically followed. Silence during shots, polite applause for good play, regardless of who makes it, and respectful distance from players and their families. These aren't just suggestions. They're part of what makes golf special. They're part of what separates golf from sports, where heckling and aggressive fan behavior have become normalized. The erosion of these standards represents a threat to the very essence of professional golf. When fans at a PGA event feel emboldened to act inappropriately toward players and their spouses, it signals a cultural shift that needs to be addressed immediately and forcefully. The PGA of America's response through Derek Sprague's apology is a step in the right direction, but it also raises important questions about what measures will be taken to prevent similar incidents in the future. Rory McIlroy has been remarkably gracious in handling uncomfortable situations throughout his career, but no one should have to be gracious about protecting their wife from fan misconduct. Erica McIlroy, like all players, spouses, and families, deserves to attend golf tournaments without fear of harassment or inappropriate behavior. The fact that she was subjected to treatment that warranted a public apology from the PGA CEO is unacceptable and highlights how urgent this issue has become. The incident also shines a light on the broader conversation about fan behavior in professional sports. Across all sporting events, there's been a noticeable increase in fans who believe that purchasing a ticket gives them unlimited rights to say or do whatever they want. This entitlement mentality has led to numerous incidents across various sports, from fans throwing objects onto playing surfaces to verbal abuse directed at athletes and their families. Golf, with its traditions and expectations of decorum, should be immune to this trend. But clearly it's not. Derek Sprague's apology acknowledged this reality and sent a clear message that the PGA of America won't tolerate behavior that compromises the safety, comfort, or dignity of its players and their families. The public nature of the apology was significant because it held the organization accountable, while also making it clear to fans that certain behaviors will have consequences. It's not enough to apologize after the fact. Organizations must create systems and enforce policies that prevent these situations from occurring in the first place. For Rory McIlroy, this controversy adds another layer to an already complex relationship with fans and media. He's been one of golf's most accessible and fan-friendly players, regularly engaging with spectators and showing appreciation for their support. But when that relationship is abused by a minority of fans who cross boundaries, it affects everyone. Players might become more guarded and less willing to interact with fans if they can't trust that basic standards of respect will be maintained. The apology from Derek Sprague also represents a turning point in how golf organizations handle fan misconduct. In the past, such incidents might have been dealt with quietly behind the scenes with little public acknowledgement. By making this apology public, Sprague set a precedent that player welfare and family safety are paramount concerns that deserve transparent communication. This transparency is important because it holds organizations accountable to both the players they're supposed to protect and the fans who want to see standards upheld moving forward.